Insane, you make me crazy, insane, that's how I feel, that's how I feel.
Let the music control your body.
Another positive point that I have to make you think is there was a very intelligent person who once said that how someone treats you is their karma, and how you respond is yours. Treat others as you want to be treated is ultimately what that boils down to. If somebody calls you a name and you want to show your ass, then you're going to reap what you sow. So you're equally as bad as they are. If, however, you overhear that through the grapevine, or they say it to your face and you walk away, you just ignore it. Because their opinion does not matter. It's God's opinion that matters. And your opinion of yourself that matters. Hey guys, I'm back. I bet y'all thought I was dead. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I have not made a video in a long time. Probably 2 months. Today is the 24th of November. And it has probably been 2 months since I've made a video. Sorry, I had to move that light. Apparently my webcam is still a piece of shit. But anyhow, to begin, I have 2 things that I want to say that are life's lessons. Number 1 is when you stop worrying about money, money will stop worrying you. That means that there are certain things that you have absolutely no control over. Money being one of them. And while you're being responsible, which is a requirement, things are going to pop up. Don't worry about money. Arrangements can be made. There are charitable organizations that will help you pay certain bills. So worrying about it doesn't make it better. In fact, worry at all is not a good thing. I want to make 2 very valid points from experience. One is, for those of you who do not believe in angels or demons or ghosts, you have another thing coming. You may as well start believing now, because they exist. I'm not going to give you proof as to how they exist, but I'm telling you that all of those things do exist. Another thing I want to talk about is fair weather friends. These are friends who pretend to be your friends, and you think that they are your friends, and they are not. They are out to use you. They will not be there when you need them. When they turn their back on you, will stab you in the back more than any individual that you do not know, because they learn every single thing that they can about you so that they can eventually use it against you. And in the meantime, you're thinking that this person is my friend. They are not. And I'm going to tell you how to find them. I'm also going to tell you that this is the month of November. Almost Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is this Thursday. And I'm here to tell you that the sign of Scorpio, which this year was from the 23rd of October until the 21st of November. I have never in my life seen so many relationships ripped apart as I have over the past month. I was seeing a guy who I had to get rid of very quickly. We were together for approximately a month. My sister broke up with her boyfriend. Numerous amounts of my friends have broken up with their boyfriends or husbands. They're on separation terms now. The sign of Scorpio, which I'm half Scorpio, is a sign of depth. Scorpios do not like fake people. They want the truth at all times. They want everything done right the first time. We are open to giving someone a second chance, but that shit comes with effort. You have to prove that you're going to do better the next time before we accept your offer for a second chance. Therefore, my point is, the month of November, if there is anything wrong in your relationship whatsoever, November will cure it. It will make you face things that you do not want to face. It will bring light into your relationships, your friendships, your family relationships, everything. You may not want to face it, but the month of November tells you that you have to. And the more willing you are to face it, the more quickly you can move on to a better future with your partner, your spouse, your family, or the more quickly you will move on to a life that is selfish enough for you, yourself, to understand that you do not need these people in your life. And trust me when I say, the more old you get, the less difficult that becomes. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you guys, if you're not watching my videos, it's going to be your loss, because I am becoming famous overnight. I have not been on here in 2 months, and trust me when I say my popularity is increasing significantly. And due to the fact that I care about all of the people who watch my videos, I would like for you to be able to get signed copies of a book I may write in the future, or say, oh my god, I've been watching her videos forever, or something. So I would say, pay attention. I care about everyone, even people I really don't like, and it's important that you watch my videos because you glean something from them at some point in time that is very important and that may change your life. So I promise to elaborate to you on what fair weather friends are. And I have actually looked up the definitions of fair weather friends so that I can share them with you. You can agree or not agree, that if anyone in your life is doing these things, then I would say cut your losses and get rid of these motherfuckers as soon as humanly possible. Wiktionary defines a fair weather friend as a person who is friendly, helpful, or available only when it is advantageous or convenient to be so. The Free Dictionary describes a fair weather friend as someone who is your friend only when things are pleasant or going well for you. And Urban Dictionary describes a fair weather friend as a friend who is only a friend when circumstances are pleasant or profitable to them. At the first sign of trouble, these capricious, disloyal friends will drop their relationship with you. That in itself should tell you what a fair weather friend is, and in the past month I have discovered exactly who mine are. Some of these people I've been friends with for a very long time, that I was enlightened over the past month when I would overlook the fact that my best friend, so-called best friend, would call me constantly and share her problems with me, but my problems never mattered. I was enlightened when I realized that I was an overglorified babysitter for her two children, and then I was thrown away like a piece of fucking trash. I was enlightened when she had a birthday party for her daughter, and I was turned into a fucking maid instantly. And I am the one who made the cake for this party, which took hours of dedication and creativity and a lot of work. Then when I arrived at the party, suddenly I'm waiting on people like a fucking maid. I was enlightened when I discovered that this person was talking about me behind my back, and I did not believe it. There are numerous other things. I was enlightened when she would offer to come get me to spend time with her and her family. Little did I know I would be babysitting or cooking or taking care of her husband the entire time. Or she would ignore the fact that I was even at her home and just leave me by myself. She would ask me to spend the night. She would ask me to spend the night with a promise that she would bring me home the very same night. And then she would negate the fact that she said that she would bring me home when I had more important things to do than to watch her children or cook dinner for her and her entire family. I may be deceived that, like, mentally, that as I get older, the more beautiful I think that I become, not only on the inside but on the outside. Whoever said that age equals beauty was not fucking joking. I feel great about myself. I feel like I have my head on my shoulders. Your tits get bigger, your ass gets bigger, not in a bad way. If you have decent genes. My sister as well. I mean, we are Dutch and Blackfoot American Indian, and I don't know if that genealogy has anything to do with it, but it seems like, as we were going through pictures last night, that the older we get, they, just to use one adjective instead of a smorgasbord of them, the sexier we get. And I'm not just talking about looks. I'm talking about balanced, financially stable, especially since we got rid of our ex-boyfriends and came to the conclusion that we can spot a fucking loser a mile away. And you do have to realize that my sister and I are in our 30s. We may not look it. Neither of us do. But once you hit 30, shit changes really quickly. This light bulb in your brain turns on, and the entire youth that you had, where you said, I'm not going to put up with this anymore, blah, 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 and yet you still sacrifice. No, honey. When you hit 30, you run over people like a fucking train. And I do not mean in a bad way. I mean, you can see bullshit coming out of every corner and ignore that shit. You can hear gossip coming out of every corner and be like, I'm not getting involved in your fucking drama. Save that shit for Oprah. Or Wendy Williams. Because I'm not getting involved. You guys are probably going to love this. Sister, me, got a job. And I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I love going to work. I work from midnight until like 8, 9, or 10 a.m. in the morning. And I'm a Virgo, for God's sakes. I never thought I would like the job, but I absolutely love it. I am left alone. There's no one in the store for 4 or 5 hours of my shift. I get to do what the fuck I want to do. I am not bothered by anyone. I love my job. And actually, on a positive note, my sister and one of my friends is being promoted. I actually work with my sister at the same company. And I love it. Love it. Every second of it. At any rate, aside from that, I was dating this guy, and I want to go over with you exactly what went on. Of course, the ex-roommate that was always at the top of her lungs is gone now. She was one of those fair weather friends, and amazingly enough, she kissed my best friend's ass enough that my best friend actually let her move in with her and her children and her husband. And they both stabbed me in the back because I started seeing this guy who had come over here with the intention to rent a room. He was a Pisces. He, from the moment he walked through the fucking door, he worked at a restaurant up the street, maybe half a mile from my house, and said that this house would be convenient for him. He did not have any fucking money when he first moved in. And I said, well, you need to find some money because I'm tired of being fucked over. It's that simple. You're going to pay me some kind of deposit, I don't care if it's $3, to hold this room for you. The next day he called me, which was September 29th, and he had $3. I said, well, that's fine, as long as we set up an arrangement. He told me that he would pay me $125 per week, and that he would catch up as quickly as possible. Okay, so me having the heart that I had before, no longer, said, that's fine, I know you're homeless, you have no place to go, you're welcome to do that, because I knew he had a good job. So he moves his things in, which is very few things. 3 suitcases of clothing. This motherfucker, honey, was crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. He asked me 2 days after he had moved in to be in a relationship with him. And he said, I think it's a little too soon. And he insisted that we be in a relationship together. So I said, okay, just to shut him the fuck up. A week later, I'm throwing his shit out of my house because he's not paid a dime towards rent. Well, in the meantime, before I threw his things out, I had been looking for another roommate, and I posted ads online. And of course, I found one like within 3 days. So this guy moves in. Well, he has autism, like a small case of autism, and is on disability. He smokes weed like a fucking freight train. Speaking of which, I had to just pause this recording because he just walked up to my fucking door and asked me if I wanted to smoke weed with him, which I do not do at all. At any rate, it is nice of him to offer. Thank you. You know, thank you, goodbye. At any rate, my ex now, this dude, I moved the roommate in, and slowly shit started to change with my recent ex. He became increasingly violent. He smoked weed. He drank all the time. Within a week after loudmouth bitch roommate moved out, thank God she did, and this new crazy motherfucker moved in, within a week this dude that I was dating had quit his job, or actually he was terminated from his job, and blah 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 blah, and shit increasingly went downhill. He was smoking weed with my roommate all the fucking time. He was drinking all the time, which I'm assuming he got his paycheck from work, where he was working before he was terminated, and bought fucking booze with it. And he would tell me things, and I knew he was lying. Constantly knew he was lying. This motherfucker had the audacity to crawl in the bed with me, knowing that I did not want to be with him. Crawled in the bed with me, which is behind us, as you can clearly see. No. Do not crawl in the bed with me. Go sleep on the fucking couch or the floor where dogs belong. Not in my bed. No. You were nasty. Get away from me. So anyway, we were together for 6 weeks, and at week 5, shit started getting really weird. Because I was playing the nice little role of housewife, trying to help him find a job, because I didn't care about him as a friend. Trying to help him find a job. Well, I hooked him up with a job at a new restaurant. And I knew that was the worst fucking idea. I'm never going to be nice to a man again. Honey, he and my roommate fought fucking constantly. This dude would get drunk and provoke fights with my roommate. They would provoke fights among one another. My roommate gossips fucking constantly. He talks shit about every goddamn body. So anyway, one night, this dude comes home that I'm dating. I guess, whatever the fuck you want to call it. We had broken up. He said we're not in a relationship, done all this because he got drunk one night. And was always he's a severe fucking alcoholic. Severe. Like, he doesn't remember anything that goes on. He comes home. This is after I had thrown his shit out on the porch, and my roommate let him back in like a fucking idiot. He comes in and is like, "Baby, you're so possessive. Would you please let me talk to girls at work and people at work because I'm so lonely. I don't cheat. I don't do all this." What? I never said you couldn't talk to people that you work with. Are you fucking crazy, dude? Well, he had come home drunk because somebody at work had bought him alcohol. And trust me when I say he has a very low tolerance for it. Honey, I would buy a pack of Benadryl, which comes with like 50 pills, and I would come home the next day from work and every single one of them would be gone. I'm like, dude, you're killing yourself. You cannot take that many Benadryl. Honey, I came home one day from work, and this motherfucker was literally branding his arm. Like, he was taking a lighter to a piece of metal and branding a cross on his arm. Needless to say, for 3 weeks after he did that, which means he was only here for 3 weeks at the time, his arm looked like something out of Return of the Living Dead. It was disgusting. And because he had put his hands on me and tried to choke me out twice by this time for not buying his alcohol or not doing anything. Honey, I have a job. You're a piece of shit because you lost your fucking job. And you did that a week after you moved in here. I helped you get a new job, and you want to act like you're some fucking badass. Right. Yeah. Anyhow, the video, I made a video of him burning himself with that hot poker. And apparently, while I was at work, he went through my computer and found it and deleted it, so that nobody could see how fucking crazy he really is. So, one night, literally, he got so drunk that he went onto my front porch in his clothes and insisted that he was going to sleep out there in the freezing cold, because it is autumn here. It's like 30 degrees, 20 degrees at night. Insisted he was going to sleep there until I apologized to him. And even when I apologized to him, he was so drunk, he didn't even acknowledge it. And I hadn't even done anything. I just apologized to appease him. So at any rate, my roommate, which was the loudmouth bitch, and myself walk out there, and she's like, "Are you coming inside? Because it's freezing out here." Honey, by this time, he was laying in 20-degree weather, drunk as fuck, in boxers. Nothing but boxers. His clothes were strewn all over my front porch. Nothing but boxers. And I said, "You need to come inside, because if you do not, and a cop drives by here, they will arrest you for public indecency." He wouldn't hear that either. He had to come in of his own volition, because alcoholics, that's what they do. At any rate, time progressed. He got the job. Still continued to fight with my roommate. I would wake up, my house would be a disaster area. He would cook things and he would blame me for fucking up the product of food. He just had this ego. He spilled shit all over my walls, all over the floor. Would leave cigarettes lit and let them roll under the fucking bed. I'm like, you are going to kill us. So anyhow, a couple of weeks into this relationship that I never wanted to begin with, and I was only doing to appease him so he would not fucking kill me in the middle of the night, this motherfucker comes home and he's like, "I want to be friends with people from work." And I'm like, "I never told you you could not be friends with people from work. You're fucking crazy, dude. Seriously crazy. I do not do that. I'm friends. I've got a job. I'm friends with guys, you know, and girls and everybody. I dare you to tell me that I can't be friends with somebody." So at any rate, I said, "Okay, baby, you can be friends with people at work." Because trust me when I say, when you're dealing with an alcoholic, you have to appease everything that they say or they get extremely violent. And I had already been choked out twice by this time, and I'm his landlord slash piece of property girlfriend, I suppose. So I wasn't trying to have that again. At any rate, the moment I say, "Yes, baby, you got permission to do that," just to appease him so he'll shut up about it, shit starts to change really quickly. Suddenly, he comes home, and normally when he comes home, he wants me to plug up his phone and do things like that. And like for the last week he was here, which was week number 6, he decides that he doesn't want me to plug up his phone anymore. He can do it himself. Like I was going to go through his phone. I do not do shit like that. I'm sorry. If you're cheating on me or whatever the case may be, I'm not going to go through your phone. You're making your own fucking mistake. What I mean by you're making your own mistake is as follows. I know that I am a decent woman. I let this man live in my house for 5 weeks without having a job, because he did have a job the first week that he was here. I bought his alcohol and everything else because I had complete faith that what he was telling me was true, that he was trying to find a job and blah 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 blah. He was making absolutely no fucking effort trying to find a job. What the events are now is that this motherfucker is gone. Thank God, finally. He has told me, actually one night he was so drunk that he stole $120 out of my purse. That is $120. That is not a small change amount of money. He told me that when he got his first paycheck, he was going to give it all to me. He wasn't even here that long, because this motherfucker in the background was talking to some other bitch at his new job, which I had been by his new job because I got him the job there. I know his fucking boss, the guy that owns the fucking restaurant that he works for, and everything. And he tells me that he's going to give his first paycheck to me because I had done so much for him. Honey, his ass, the day before he got paid, moved. He said that he was going into rehab. Not actually a rehab center, but a rehabilitation center where a bunch of alcoholics go and pay cheap rent and live there as long as they fucking want and have all kinds of crazy curfews so that they can be part of a family and a group and do whatever the fuck that they want to do and not keep their responsibilities. You know, honey, the day before he got paid, he moved the fuck out. I haven't seen a dime of money for the 6 weeks he lives. He owes me over $800. He tells me that this past Thursday, which was the second time he would have been paid for the month of November, that he was going to come by my work and give me the money. All I needed to do was bring a receipt, which I agreed to do. I bring the receipt book, go to work Thursday morning. He's nowhere to be found. I give him the benefit of the doubt. Text him and say, I need that money. Where is it? Nowhere to be found. He won't even answer my texts back now. Which is fine. I don't really fucking care to even associate with him. I wish he would give the money to me so I don't have to even acknowledge the fact that he exists. Because I have spoken to his parents, and they told me that they want nothing to do with him. They do not care if he dies in a fiery car crash. Because they have dealt with this shit with him since he was 17 years old. And he is 31 now. That is a lengthy period of time, honey. 18 years, I guess. I can't add, subtract, multiply, or divide, so it doesn't really matter. But his parents were like, no, we're done. We don't want to hear another word about it. Because this just seems like another one of his fucking schemes. And I said, that's pretty sad when your own son is that bad of a seed. At any rate, I feel sorry for this new bitch that he's hooked up with. Actually, I don't feel sorry for her. Because I've been by his work. Everybody knew I was his girlfriend. Or whatever. Not that I care to acknowledge that. But everybody knew. And whoever the bitch is knew that I was his girlfriend. And I know he's dating somebody from his work. I know that for a fucking fact. So all them bitches know. I can only pray that the karma comes back to the both of them, because this bitch knew about me and she's snatched my boyfriend away, and he knew about me obviously because he was coming home here when he wasn't even paying any fucking bills at all. I was taking care of his ass. For what reason, I don't know. That's just how big my heart is. And they both knew that I was in the equation. So they're trying to have a fucking love triangle, and I'm not trying to be involved. No. I'm not doing it. At any rate. Honestly, I hope they both die in a fiery car crash. Because they deserve it. He's obviously a piece of shit because his own fucking parents won't have anything to do with him. And I am saddened for them because I actually like his parents. They're wealthy and they're friendly. And honey, if I was the mother to a child like that, I wouldn't want shit to do with him either. I would wash my hands of him. Even the Bible says that. But eventually, when they decide that they want to do better, you accept them back with open arms. I can understand that perfectly. Because that's exactly what I would do to my own child. If they had bettered themselves. Honey, he has no intention of doing that. He used me up. Fine. That's his own karma, not mine. But this is the kind of motherfucker that will pull some vindictive shit. And I'm not trying to deal with it. Because I have 3 other exes like that. And being a victim of very severe domestic violence and having witnesses to every time that this son of a bitch choked me out or stole my money and I didn't do shit to him. My own sister is a witness. Maybe not a credible one because she's my sister. My roommate is a witness. Some of our friends are witnesses to every single time he's done any of this crazy shit. They know exactly how the fuck he is. They knew exactly how my ex was because they watched him do the same shit. And you've heard about him way too much. I don't even want to talk about his ass anymore. I'm telling you what, I can understand perfectly why women don't talk about these things. Because we're supposed to be private. But people need to know. People need to know that we keep our mouths shut about most things. This is my video journal. I can say whatever I want to say on it. And instead of sitting here writing these things down, I'm saying it on a video because it's a lot less difficult. If I had a tape recorder, I would do it on that. But I do not have access to one of those. Nor do I care to purchase one. So I'm doing it in a video. The things that this motherfucker put me through is just insane. I mean, he's messing with my money by beating up my roommate. He gets on my computer and accesses all of my information. I don't even know if I'm going to be a victim of identity theft because he knows everything about me. Because he interloped into my computer. Even though I put a block on it. Somehow or the other, he deciphered the password. And I feel like I had no control. I am scared to death of this individual. I know that I can probably handle my own. But, honey, when a man does the things that he did to me, like choking you out, slapping you in the face, getting wasted drunk, and calling you a stupid bitch all the time, and then insisting that he's your boyfriend, no, honey, I don't need a boyfriend like that. I want a boyfriend who is supportive and cares, not some violent fucking drunk. So to continue, I have made this video far too long, as I usually do, which sucks. I guess it's a good thing, but I guess it's a bad thing, and if I choose to share this with you guys, you need to take some of the things that I've said to heart. Because since I broke up with Frankie, Norman Frankie Lewis the fourth, if any of you women out there are listening, I want you to know that he is a fucking psycho. His own parents, I can give you their number, will tell you that he is crazy not to even go down that road. My roommate can tell you, my sister can tell you, our friends can tell you he's fucking crazy. And he will turn everything around on you. At any rate, for those of you watching this video, it's too long. I always make long videos because I can't shut up. I have to get things off my chest, and trust me when I say I've not been on here for the past 2 months because of some man who was trying to control every move that I made yet again. Hopefully, I pray to God I will not make that mistake again. I apologize for not being back in so long. You can tell how long it's been because my hair is like significantly longer than it was last video I made. I love my job. I've made new friends, some of which are actually friends and some of which are fair weather friends. Please do not forget what a fair weather friend is, and if you have any in your life, get rid of them now. If your boyfriend or your husband is making everything about him and your opinion never matters, your wants and needs never matter, you're always doing things for him, you need to find the courage to get rid of that individual now. Do not wait around. All that they are going to do is hurt you worse. You're going to beat yourself up worse because you think that you're the one in the wrong. You are not the one in the wrong, sister or brother, whichever. Because I know that that happens to men too. You're not the one in the wrong. You have got to get rid of those blood-sucking emotional vampires. And you need to do it as soon as you humanly possibly can. Do not make excuses for them. If you're with an alcoholic, break away now. If you're with a drug user, break away now. Yes, you may love them tremendously, but you have got to put a stop to it. You have got to save yourself. I love all of you guys, and you know it. I'll put my contact information at the end of this video. If any of you need me for any reason, all you have to do is contact me through one of these sites. Okay?